Hey you guys, it's me Lamel from ADHD Aquatics, and today we are gonna do a little bit of fish tank maintenance. I noticed these guys weren't acting right, kind of skittish and sitting on the bottom and being weird. So I stuck my hand in there to do a water change. The first thing I do when my fish don't act right is a big water change, and I noticed the water was like super cold. I guess the heater had went out on this, which kind of explains why I found a Pleco in there the other day that was dead. Rest in peace to that boy. So while we're draining the tank, we're going to scrub some algae off. It also explains why there was some algae buildup because the Pleco had RIP'd. So if you don't know, these are my Paratilapia polonize or Starry night cichlids. There's a lot of debate about whether or not they're bleacheries or if there's 2 or 3 separate species or not. Some people, a lot of the fish purists, will argue that there is a difference. You can see here how cold the tank was, and that's no good for African cichlids. They're actually from Madagascar, but even Binks is very concerned. So here we are draining the tank. Turned off the filter. I'm running a Aqua Clear, one of them aquarium hobby staples. That's one of my favorite hang on back type of filters. And I still got some cleaning. There's the trash can. RIP'd that boy. Don't ever flush fish, you guys. Always throw them away or bury them or put them in a house plant or something. Still got some cleaning to do, but filling up the tank with some warmer water. These guys never really like water changes. They always act kind of skittish. And now I'm draining the 75 down below. This is a dirted, planted tank I have with my Lake Atinjo Bozeman rainbow fish. I got those from Sheller Aquatics. Thank you. I got this jungle val or some sort of Vallisneria from Fatherfish. It's doing really well in that tank. It's spreading like crazy. There's little baby Waylon, baby ADHD. He loves to fish. He hasn't learned how to roll over yet, so he's safe on the pool table, don't worry. These guys are already looking a little bit better. The water change always stresses them out, but they're doing a little bit better. The water's like super murky. It's a lot warmer now, so hopefully they color up soon and start acting like themselves. But I really love these fish. They're so beautiful. I like it when they're all black. When they're stressed out, they're gray. We're gonna have to eventually set up the 150 gallon. So that means we will be building a new stand. It'll be going in the same place as this tank here, but that will be a fun project because that 150 gallon that we have around back is drilled on the bottom for overflows, so that is going to be fun to figure out. Here we are, the water's done getting changed, and the tank was at, 82 degrees? This rainbow fish is going ham. He seems to really be enjoying the flow from the filter. Either that or he was really stressed out. I don't know. He was colored up and going all up and down and just really enjoying that flow from the canister filter. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to him being excited. Waylon loves watching the fish and watching you. Okay, let's check on our flagfish. I actually couldn't see them. I'm filling up the tanks right now. You can see I'm doing the east and west 20 gallons. These guys hide like crazy. This is my tank with the cherry shrimp. Well, technically they're Bloody Marys, but I guess they're low-grade Bloody Marys. I'm just filling it up. Here's the guppies in the tank right next to them. I treated them with Levamisol the night before after lights out, and they seem to be doing fine. I still got to do some scrubbing. This is the back of the American flagfish tank, and since they seem to hide a lot, I have to go around back to find them and look at them. I figured I'd scrub the back, but I typically like to leave all this crusty bits on my tank. I feel like it helps the ecosystem. There's so much junk in the tanks from when I set this fish room up little suction cups and pieces of airline and PVC shavings, but here we are. We're finally scraping the glass on the yellow labs. They always get pretty stressed out when I'm doing this, but they always bounce right back. I need some females for this tank, yellow lab females. I think I have 3 males. Filling up the 10 gallons. It's so warm in this room now that the water evaporates pretty quickly, so I sit down here and fill them up. I can do it on my phone automatically, but I like to monitor it because our drain has a clog in it right now, and it will back up if I let it overflow too much. Here's the flagfish. They seem to be doing okay, even the one with the busted fin. They kind of huddle in like a pack and hide in the gravel underneath the subwasser tang. I don't know if that's normal behavior for them or abnormal. I'm just monitoring them right now to see how they do. In this tank, if you remember, we had that Endler. I had put 2 female guppies in with him, but I can only find 1. Let me know if you guys can see the second one, because today I went in there and I actually saw the second one, but I couldn't see this one, so I can only see 1 female at a time. I don't know where she's hiding. Here's the one that has like the busted fin. You can see the white spot on top. Hopefully we can get that to heal up and that fish can live a happy life and throw some spawns for us. But you see how they all huddle in the gravel and hide behind stuff? You guys let me know in the comments if that's normal for this fish. I've never kept them before. I had them before, but they died pretty quickly. Father Fish had sent me some from Florida, and I was not able to keep them alive. Look at them hiding underneath the subwasser tang right there. I think 4 of them. Here's the Betta and Bellis. They're doing well. I have these pieces of PVC, or ABS I guess, cut up in half, and my whole plan was to use them in the tanks as caves, but to my surprise they floated. So now my plan is to collect all of them out of the tanks, and I was going to coat them with like a thin layer of concrete and maybe some pebbles or gravel or something. I know some people will do silicone and then do like sand or something, but I need to get them to sink because I have like a whole bucket full of those, and it would make really good caves for the fish to hide in. This is just some footage of me filling up the tanks. This is the next day after their water change. They're acting a lot better. Or no, was this the next day or was this later that night? This was later that night. Look at how interactive they are with me at the glass now. Before they were kind of skittish and hiding. I'm noticing some aggression between this little black one and that other one. I feel kind of bad. We got to get that 150 gallon set up ASAP. My favorite one is the one in the top left, the biggest one. I love that one. Just because it's the biggest. I wonder how long before these guys will actually spawn for me. Waylon loves watching this tank so much. They're really beautiful fish and pretty sought after in the hobby from what I understand. I just feed them cichlid delight or cichlid pellet something. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to show a picture of it sometime later. But I love watching these guys eat. And when I throw in little wafers for the catfish at the bottom, they eat those too. And I'm like, stop. So I try to give them the floating pellets first and then the sinking ones at night. This is the next day. Look at how crystal clear the water is now. That is beautiful. And they've definitely colored up a little bit more. And the tank is not cold. They're doing great. I don't know if you noticed I rescaped it a little bit. I moved some of the wood and took that pot out, and they're sitting at 84 degrees. Looks like they're loving life.